Welcome, everyone. Today, we're diving into the journey of solopreneurs achieving SEO success. Our focus? A practical roadmap that leads to over 10,000 monthly visits, even with limited resources. 1. Real-world success is within reach. This isn't just theory. It's a real case study, packed with actionable steps that any solopreneur can apply in 2025. 2. Empowerment through strategy. You'll discover how these steps can help transform your online presence, strategically and sustainably. 3. Inspiration from real experience. And remember, the solopreneur we'll highlight did all this while managing a full-time job. As we get started, keep in mind the importance of building a strong foundation for your digital strategy. Let's dive in. They say Google processes over 8.5 billion searches a day. But here's the twist. Most of those clicks don't go to big brands. They go to the scrappy, sharp solopreneurs who understand what the algorithm wants before it even asks. Not because they're gaming the system, but because they're building on bedrock. And that's where we begin, with foundations. Not tools or keyword checklists, but mental foundations. Strategic thinking. The mindset that SEO isn't just traffic, it's trust at scale. That problem solving isn't a to-do list, it's pattern recognition in chaos. And creativity? That's your unfair advantage, your edge in a sea of sameness. So before we chase traffic, we learn to think like architects. What are we building? Who is it for? Why does it deserve to exist? Those answers shape everything, from your URL structure to your tone of voice. SEO isn't magic, but when the foundation is solid, it sure feels like it. Let's start at the roots. On day 1, your site is a digital ghost town. No visitors, no authority, no traction. But that's not failure, that's potential. The first 90 days aren't about going viral. They're about laying track for a train that hasn't even left the station. Month 1, you're not just doing SEO, you're decoding intent. Digging up those long-tail queries buried beneath the high-volume noise, fixing crawl errors, streamlining your site structure, building a content roadmap that makes your site not just discoverable, but undeniable. Month 2, creation mode. You're publishing with purpose, not at random. Planting seeds, articles that answer real questions, win featured snippets, and earn backlinks. Not by begging, but by delivering value. Promotion isn't spammy, it's strategic. You show up where your audience already is. By month 3, you're done guessing. Now you're auditing, updating, refining. Strategy becomes science. This phase isn't glamorous, but it's what separates the hopefuls from the pros. Because growth doesn't come from one viral post. It comes from the right compounding actions, repeated with precision. A site that ranks well isn't built from a single push. It's built on rhythm, daily habits, weekly rituals, monthly recalibrations. The pros don't just do SEO, they live in a system. One that's sustainable, repeatable, and built to outlast any algorithm. Each morning, you're not just checking Search Console, you're interpreting signals. You're not writing 500 words to hit a quota. You're sharpening your voice, building topical depth, and feeding the ecosystem. Daily engagement on social? That's not vanity. It's trust building. It's relevance. It's distribution. Weekly, you go deeper. You publish content that's not just optimized, it's engineered to rank. You catch technical issues before users even feel them. And those 1 or 2 backlinks? They're not just links. They're credibility nodes. One handshake at a time. Then monthly, you zoom out. Audit the system. Ask, what's working? What needs to evolve? This isn't a grind. It's craftsmanship. And over time, it compounds like interest. Quiet, powerful, inevitable. A client once told me, I post once a month, but I make it perfect. 2 years in, she was still getting fewer than 200 visits a week. Meanwhile, a scrappy competitor, publishing twice a week, flaws and all, was pulling in over 20,000 monthly. Why? Because consistency beats perfection. Every single time. The trenches teach you fast. Flashy doesn't rank. Reliable does. Sites that load in under 2 seconds, adapt seamlessly to mobile, and guide users with clarity, those win, design awards or not. That's technical SEO at its rawest, most unforgiving level. Then comes the core question, are you solving a real problem? Not just creating content, but answering the exact question they typed at 2 a.m. Real value cuts through faster than any hack ever could. And finally, track everything. Traffic spikes, crawl errors, ranking shifts. They're not noise, they're signals. Ignore them, and you'll drift. Watch them, and you'll steer. The battlefield's brutal, but these lessons, they're your armor. As we dive into the Solopreneur SEO action plan, let's break down the steps to set you up for success. First, we'll start by creating your roadmap. This is essential. Think of it as your blueprint for growth. It includes setting up your technical foundation, conducting thorough keyword research, and planning your content strategy. These core elements will guide your SEO efforts moving forward. Next, it's all about setting aside dedicated weekly time. That means blocking out specific time to publish, promote, and analyze your content. Remember, small, consistent efforts add up and lead to major results over time. Finally, keep in mind that it typically takes around 90 days to reach your first milestone. Patience is key. Consistency will bring measurable results, so stay the course. With focus and a smart strategy, reaching 10K plus visits is absolutely within your reach. Let's get started with these essential steps in mind.